Then we'll move on to root B under root 4, and that's we use the comma at the end of a complex prepositional phrase. A complex prepositional phrase is a phrase that has more than one prepositional phrase. So we may have two, can even be more, but usually when you have two, when that occurs, then we use the comma to set off or to mark off the prepositional phrase from the other part of the sentence. So we can take our examples. In a house with children, one needs to be careful. In a house with children, one needs to be careful. Here we have one prepositional phrase up to this point. Then we'll have another one with children, another prepositional phrase, making this a complex prepositional phrase. And at the end of that, we need to mark off using a comma. We can take another example in the morning. Have a bright day. On the morning of a bright day, I usually feel happy. So we have two prepositional phrases here. First one is in the morning, the other is of a bright day. And when you have this, you need to mark the complex prepositional phrase off using a comma. But we need to note we are noting the fact that it is not compulsory to use the comma. It's not compulsory the comma after a single or simple. Single means simple prepositional phrase. Okay, let's not stop it. Except to use the comma after a single or simple prepositional phrase. Except where meaning is impacted without it. We'll see very soon as the example will indicate. Now, in some cases, we can have a single prepositional phrase, and then it will not be compulsory. But then, even if you use the comma when you have a simple prepositional phrase, it will still be okay if you use a comma. For example, we can have in the morning I usually feel happy. In the morning I usually feel happy. If we take that, it means we have just one prepositional phrase, one simple form. So the comma may not be compulsory, but then if you use it, it's still okay. Now, but sometimes, even if it's single, the meaning can be impacted, as the example will show. So let's take first example. In the morning. They left. Now, the comma after the phrase in the morning is not compulsory. We can have it. If we like, we put it there. If we like, we can remove it. That's it. But sometimes you may have a single one, and it's still compulsory for you to have the comma after it. An example below will show. In the morning. Sunlight comes into this room. In the morning, sunlight comes into this room. Now, with that, we need a comma here. Without a comma, we could read this sentence: in the morning, sunlight comes into the room. The sentence becomes awkward because we can decide to place the comma here. In the morning, sunlight, he comes into this room. That means morning will be qualifying or modifying rather sunlight. However, this is a different sentence from the one we intended. Even if we remove the he, and remove the comma, there will still be there can still be confusion. For example, we can have in the morning sunlight comes into this room. The inflection will change. And the pause may come here in the morning sunlight, and the person will be confused as to what the sentence actually is. So if we place our comma here, the confusion is removed. There will be no reason why there should be confusion. It means this sentence is meant to read: in the morning, sunlight comes into this room. So even when we have a simple prepositional phrase, we can also, it may be compulsory. It will still be compulsory to use a comma depending on what one wants to say. But without a situation like this, then it will not be compulsory for us to use a comma after a simple prepositional phrase. It's the writer's choice.